Om Sri Sai Ram. मंगलदायक हे गणनाथ प्रणवस्वरूपा विघ्नविनाशा हे शिवनन्दन पाहि गजाना हे शिवनन्दन पाहि गजानना पर्तिपुरेश्वर जगत्परिपाला पर्तिपुरेश्वर जगत्परिपाला प्रणवस्वरूपा विघ्नविनाशा प्रणवस्वरूपा विघ्नविनाशा. Om Sri Sai Ram. This God, the supreme cosmic power, the universal authority, the Purna Avatar, he operates through all the three stages of our human mind. We all know that we have three levels of our human consciousness. The subconscious mind, the superconscious mind, and our normal conscious mind. But there is also an unconscious mind. During dream state, we are not aware of our positions, relations, or surroundings. We are actually not aware of our own selves. Our mind creates its own world, which is most of the time totally different and disconnected with the real situation that we experience during our waking state. The dream state many a times contradicts our waking state experiences. It operates on our subconscious mind. Then there is a state of deep sleep. During that state of mind of deep sleep, we become as good as unconscious. There is no dream world, there is no real world, what we call real world. We as if do not exist in deep sleep. That point in time, our Vedas say that our consciousness is in touch with the super consciousness. Our mind is in touch directly with the source. That is why when we get up from our deep sleep, we feel so refreshed. Many people sleep with disturbing dreams, though they sleep in normal sense for 8 hours, 10 hours, but they don't get up fresh. They are sometimes more heavy, more sad, more depressed when coming out of their what they call sleep, dream state. I remember one of my very good friends, Deepak Nanda. He's one of Swami's students, one of the gems, not the gems. Beautiful boy. He is one of those first batch students from Bangalore when there was no university, and students were staying in one shed in Whitefield. There was no hostel, no college belonging to Satyasai institution. There was no Satyasai university as such. So these boys would go to Bangalore for their studies and they will appear for the examination in the Bangalore University. But they would stay with Swami, and these boys had privilege those days to sleep in Swami's room. Swami will be sleeping on the bed and these boys will be sleeping on the floor surrounding Swami. He was one of those boys. He told me this particular incident many years back. That once a boy who was highly spiritual, very noble boy from a very great devoted family, as normal, they all slept around Swami, and when around 9 o'clock lights were off, everybody goes to sleep. And he told me this one more secret that many have revealed, many boys have told me, confirmed it, and Swami himself has also mentioned about this that Swami doesn't sleep. Swami never goes to that deep sleep as we call it, or a dream sleep. He pretends that he is sleeping so that the people around him can take rest, but he operates on different levels. God never sleeps. So this boy had a dream experience in which for nearly the whole night, right from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock, he had such terrible and horrible experience of that dream. He suffered so much. He was in tears in his dreams. One terrible situation followed by another, from one to another, and he was in such agony and he was so pained that when he got up with a jerk from his sleep around 3 o'clock, he could hardly breathe. He was sweating. There was experiences of fear, somebody following him, somebody trying to beat him, punish him, putting him behind the bars, everything negative around him in his dream world. But in our dream world, we feel that that is the real world so long as the dream lasts. I have mentioned one small Chinnakatha Swami has told that one poor man, he had four sons and they were starving. He had no money even to buy milk for them. So he left his wife and children because he was depressed, he was helpless, and he gave up and he wanted to run away from the situation. So he ran away from the situation and tired, he fell down somewhere under one tree and he slept off. In the morning, when he got up again, he had some better sense. So he started walking. But this time, when he was walking back, he had some special glow on his face. That depression had gone. The glow of some realization. So when he returned back, his wife was wailing. One of his sons had died out of hunger. and she was wailing with the three children around her, and she was in uncontrollable situation. This man was cool. So wife got more irritated when you see person not responding to your pain. You get irritated at what is happening to this person. Husband, he is also father of the child, but he was not responding at all. He was calm and cool, composed. So she started telling, "What has happened to you? Are you dead? You can't you shed two tears for your son?" Then he said, "When I went from here, running away from the situation, I fell down somewhere on the ground under a tree and I had a very beautiful sleep because I was exhausted. In the sleep, I saw all my four sons. I saw you and myself, but I saw that I was a king of a big this country, and you were the queen, and my four sons were the princes. There were so many soldiers around, horses, elephants, treasure, and you were full of gold and diamonds from your necklace to everything. And I was in such royal clothes, silk clothes, and it was such beautiful dream, and it lasted for the whole night. I enjoyed the most delicious food which I can't even imagine. And everybody was eager to serve me. Everybody was bowing down to me with respect. You are on your best. You are commanding. There are so many maid servants around you, and my children were enjoying. They were young princes with all the silk dresses and necklaces, the pearls around them. They were one body. My elder son was horse riding. I had such beautiful experience, and it lasted for the whole night. When suddenly in the morning I got up, my kingdom was gone, my palace vanished, you were gone, and all my four sons, they vanished. They disappeared. All my luxuries and privileges of a king, everything vanished. Nothing was left of me. I looked at my clothes, everything is gone. And when I came home, I saw you wailing for the son, who is, of course, dead. But now I'm thinking, what should I cry for? Should I cry for this son who is dead? Or shall I cry for the four sons which vanished from my mind with all the palace, all the luxuries, all the privileges, everything gone? Shall I be sad for that loss, or should I be sad for this loss? Because so long as the dream was going on, it was very real. I had a real experience. I was enjoying, I was in bliss. So much so that when I got up, there was a smile on my face. It is only when I realized that it was a dream that smile went away. But when I got up, I was feeling so fresh, though I had no food for so many days. But I was feeling as if I am full, I am fully satisfied because I had enjoyed such delicious food in my dream that I was still feeling that joy and happiness and satisfaction. It is only when I realized that it was a dream and not the real thing that I came back to the real surroundings. Otherwise, so long as the dream was going on, I was participating in that dream. You were there and we enjoyed. We were boating, we were going around, we are going for everything that is normal for any king or the queen and the princess. Now tell me, shall I cry for the loss of my kingdom in that dream? My four sons in that dream? Or should I cry for this one son in this dream? Because now I have that realization that if that was the dream with relation to this dream, then this is also a dream with relation to some other higher reality. When I wake up from this dream, even this will not have any effect on me. What should I cry for? Coming back to that situation of the boy, he got up with a jerk, with all the sweats and everything, a terrible state of mind. And Swami was sitting on his bed in Ananda Swarupa. He looked at Swami. Swami's eyes were closed, so he thought he should not disturb. He just wanted to get up and have a glass of water. Swami opened the eyes and said, I cancelled all your previous karmas, the consequences of your past births in these 3 hours of dream experience which I gave you. Now, no more karma for you. Be happy. I heard one of the videos Sai Samarpan by one student who gave similar experience. So this God can operate even in our dream state, in our subconscious mind, in our superconscious mind. And of course, He is always there. He says, that is why I believe, He told me, that this form is immortal. He's not that ordinary saint or realized soul as some people used to in those early days. Swami declared that many people give example reference of Ramakrishna Paramahansa's warning that realized souls should not use their powers of miracles because it affects their spiritual growth and its ultimate realization. Swami says that is for the sadhakas. It's true. The aspirants, the sadhakas who want to realize God, they should not use their little powers. But I am not a sadhaka. I am the end of all the sadhanas that humanity has done in the entire creation since time immemorial. Everything is offered to me. I am the ultimate fruit of that sadhana. Never underestimate this God. We get little powers, we get little authorities gifted by Him, but we overestimate. I remember my childhood experience in the school when we were in class 10 and 11. On the Teachers' Day, the seniors were given this privilege of conducting the classes and becoming teachers. So I was also chosen, and along with me, my one friend, I remember Ratan Panjwani. Yeah, he was a son of a teacher, our teacher, Mr. Panjwani. Very beautiful teacher. So this boy, he was an angry young man, and he had some problem. So all the boys would tease him all the time, make fun of him. But he was very angry. Physically, he was very strong and very angry young man. Like, so he was also made a teacher because he was son of our class teacher, Mr. Panjwani, and I was also selected for being the supervisor. Actually, I was given the position of as good as a principal of the school. I had to go around and look around all the classes, and like that, it was a play like. We used to enjoy, we used to come with necktie and colorful dress. We really used to enjoy that day. So this boy, Ratan Panjwani, he was taking class, and some boys, out of boys are boys, they made fun of him. And he got so angry because now he was on the other side of the table. Now he was the teacher. And he knew that he is son of the teacher, Mr. Panjwani. So he had that arrogance also, like a son of a police commissioner. So he had that arrogance also. So as soon as somebody tried to make fun of him and make something, he got so wild, so angry, he went out of his mind. And he started hitting, and then he said, "You are rusticated from the school." That point in time, I was going around playing the role of the principal. I entered, I saw the situation, then I called him outside and told him, "We are given this privilege of playing teacher, but we have no authority to rusticate anybody. It is just for few hours that we are in this place, this role play, to teach, and of course to manage the class in normal way. But you can't transgress the authority, and you can't rusticate anybody just because you are a teacher today." Then, of course, he got into sense. He says, "I got angry." I said, "No, we." So he understood. But now, when I recollect that and I relate to this, and I relate to the story which once I told of a poor villager in a village who was given opportunity of playing the king for one day because the actor who was actually playing the role of the king had not come on that day. In those days, there were no cinemas, TVs, so there will be Ram Leelas and some dramas going around in the evenings. So he was picked up by the manager because he had tall, hefty body, broad shoulders, and good looking face like a king. He was a poor farmer, so he got him at the backstage and told him that today you will play king. We'll give you the dress and makeup and everything, the crown and necklace, everything, and we'll give you every makeup required to look like a king. And you have to just simply go there and sit on the chair. People will come and bow down to you, and you have to just look at the drama they will play, and then you have to appreciate and give them this ring as a gift. That's your role play. It will be in two parts. Next part, again, after some scenes are over, again we'll call you and we'll pay you for this. So for him, it was a double privilege, getting money and getting such beautiful role of the king, because his physique was like that. So he was given the role. He was seated on that chair of the king, throne of the king, and with all the crown and everything and everything. And the most attractive part was the people playing his ministers and soldiers who were bowing down to him with respect were all people who would not even allow him to come near them in the village. They were all big shots. But now they were playing the ministers and soldiers and villagers, poor people, and he was the king. So he got test of his authority. He thought, wow, look at this, just wearing this dress and this crown. These very people who do not allow me to come near me, them, now they are bowing down to me and waiting for my blessings. Wow. So as soon as the first scene was over, he came to his dressing room and he was made to sit there for another half an hour, so that for the next scene again he has to come in the same uniform. But he thought in his mind, this is a lifetime opportunity. After my second scene is over, they will take away all this makeup from me. They will pay me some little amount. Who cares? Money will come and go. Let me go and show this to my wife. She'll be so happy. She always taunts me that I'm worth nothing. Every husband has this problem. So he thought this is lifetime opportunity, and he slipped from the back in the darkness and ran towards the main road. He saw a bus coming. He stopped the bus, and he stopped the bus like a king. Bus, of course, stopped. He got into it, and he sat at the back of the. Everybody was watching and laughing and wow. And some ladies were appreciating and looking so nice, looking like a king. So he still got little bit arrogant because when people appreciate your little authority, little power, you feel wow. But the conductor came. He said, "Hey, ticket." This man had no money, of course. So he said, "Hey, you are asking ticket from the king. How dare you?" The conductor stopped the bus and gave him one tight slap. Get lost. Then he came to his senses. This is what happens when we are gifted with some little authorities, little promotions, little powers, and we feel that it is our achievement. We identify with the role so much, so deeply, that we actually believe that we are the kings. We can do anything, we can decide. We are decision makers. He alone is. And we make blunders. And we come to our senses when we fall on our face. Wise people learn from others' experiences. Average people learn from their own mistakes. Fools refuse to learn. And most of us in this so called modern world, this modern education which has programmed our minds with the thought that we are the decision makers, we have that right of ownership and doership. We overestimate our own little powers, little authorities. Not only that, we make the Himalayan blunder of underestimating the real supreme power, the real authority, who has gifted us to play teacher for one day. We want to transgress our limits and want to rusticate. We want to change the whole situation in our countries and our society. We want to change the thinking of people of some community. It is beyond our given authorities. We can't. Simply, we can't. At the most, we can introspect and improve upon ourselves. That itself is such a big challenge. I told one incident when a Balvika's guru during a conference, she put this doubt. From Maharashtra, she was very devoted. She said, Swami, when we try our best, but these Balvika's children, they don't listen. So we have to be little harsh and we need to punish them. But we can't be loving all the time. We can be loving once, twice, but today's children are very smart. It's very difficult to handle the class, Swami. Swami said, Amma, yes, I have seen you. How many years you are coming here? Yes, Swami, it's now nearly 3 decades. How many discourses you have heard? You know that Swami is God. At least you believe and you tell everybody Swami is God. Do you listen to whatever Swami says? Do you follow every word of Swami in your day-to-day life? When knowing that I am God, believing that I am God, you are not able to follow which you actually want to follow, but your mind, your situation, your families, your circumstances, your arrogance, your position, they don't allow you to follow. How do you expect these small children who come to you from different families with different temperament, different background, to follow whatever you say? Love and continue to love till all is well. And be sure all shall be well. We have to be humble enough to know that we do not know anything. We have to be humble enough to know that we can't do everything. Our life is a limited company. Our control, even on our next moment, our next breath, is uncertain. And we want to transform the world, the society, what not. What funny ideas we get. Just because we have some authority, some power, we think now we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this, we'll transform everybody. God takes millions. Tagore has said, "Oh God, you have infinite patience. You take millions of years to transform one stone into a flower." And we want to do everything in one lifetime. In 5 years in power, 10 years in power, we want to change the whole situation. Stupid ideas. And what business do we have? It is his creation. Swami told his Vichavan. It is my creation. There is no mistake in my creation. There is no mistake in my srishti. Mistake is in your drishti. Go and correct your vision. What eligibility do we have? We have no control on our own thoughts. We have no control on our own emotions. Forget about any organization or our persons. That is beyond our control. We don't have control on our own surroundings. And we want to change the whole situation. Buddhi le. Only universal mind can solve universal problems. Our vision, our wisdom has to be universal. And that universal awareness can come only through universal love. Universal love, limitless love. For love to be selfless, it has to be universal and limitless. Do we have that capacity? We even do not know how to love our own selves. We are not able to love our own bodies. Just make an introspection. We do everything that harms our body. We don't eat what suits our body. We eat what it craves by our mind. We satisfy to we try to eat to satisfy cravings of our mind. We indulge into so many activities